In Kauai for the arrival of our fourth team. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Here we have Pacific Trio coming into the finish line. Oh yes, ladies, looking fabulous.
Okay, we have 50 meters, last strokes, come on.
Thank you so much for joining us. You're watching the World's Toughest Row Pacific 2024, the arrivals, live from Hanalei Bay in Hawaii. Kauai. These ladies have been rowing from Monterey, California, please, all the way here across the mid-Pacific. I'm Charlotte, your live reporter. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. These ladies are absolutely phenomenal and have kept us entertained throughout their crossing. This extreme ocean rowing race. Jess waving away to the family, friends, and supporters over on the pier. Not sure if you can see that in the background. What a beautiful morning here in Kauai.
That's it, finish!
Yes!
Well done! Congratulations!
Jess almost looks surprised by that. Oh. Multi-crew teams, pairs, trios and fours have been crossing the mid-Pacific since the 8th of June. The 8th of June, and they haven't come off that boat. Everything happens on that boat.
That's it!
Tears from Taylor. Hugs with Jess and Taylor.
Well done.
They sleep in the cabins, they eat on deck or in the cabins, they use the toilet on deck. Everything, like I say, happens on this boat for the time that they are out there. And these guys have been out there for 38 days. Our fourth arrival in the World's Toughest Row Pacific 2024. And another outrageous world record breaking crossing. We'll get a little detail. In fact, let me give you some of that detail now. Not only are they breaking the world record as the fastest women's trio to row across the Pacific Ocean, the current Pacific record is 40 days, 4 hours and 52 minutes by Row Aurora, who rowed in last year in the first World's Toughest Row Pacific race. But also the overall trios record. They're beating last year's three-man team, Hoddle, who did the crossing 8 days, 16 hours and 19 minutes. And they also met Team Wild Waves, who came in yesterday around sunset. They met them that same year, 2021, when they did their Atlantic crossing. So these ladies competed in separate crews for the 2021 Atlantic Challenge. And together they now have 4 ocean crossings under their belt. Representing the UK, Ireland and Scotland, you've got Jess Goddard, Charlotte Irving and Taylor Wynyard. Jess is representing the UK, Charlotte representing the UK and Ireland, and Taylor representing Scotland. Quite a long way from home, but I'm sure they're not at all upset to be arriving into this beautiful, beautiful island. Jess had a world first, actually, the first mixed team of 4 to row across the Atlantic. That was 3 women and 1 man in a boat called In Deep Ship. That was, like I say, in 2021. Charlotte crossed the Atlantic with friends Kat and Abby. Kat and Abby, if you're watching, Team Extraordinary. Hello. Who also got the world record for the fastest female trio, Atlantic Ocean, by 7 days back then. That was 42 days, 7 hours and 17 minutes. And then Taylor rowed in, again, the Atlantic 2021 Challenge in Atlantic Nomads with 2 male crewmates, Tom and James. And they did their Atlantic crossing in 40 days and 37 minutes, with a world record for the fastest trio to cross the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
The fastest mixed trio, beg your pardon. Fastest mixed trio.
Be careful against the flares.
And I remember asking Taylor whether she'd actually used the bathroom in front of her female teammates prior to taking the crossing, and she said she hadn't. So everything was going to happen during that row.
All right. Here we go. Yeah! Well done! Good yourself.
Oh, they've done this before. They know how this goes.
Well done! First one out. Look towards us. Yeah! First go out, try to light it off the other one. Got burned a little bit.
They're rowing for charity Cancer Research UK. Charlotte's previous teammate, Kat, has beaten cancer twice, so very, very,
Yes, thank you.
very close to their heart, that charity. And their boat is called Weird Barbie. Don't know if you can see there at the back of the boat, they've got a little Barbie doll, which is a little mermaid Barbie. Cute. And that Weird Barbie boat represents female empowerment. A bit of a wise rebel, they said that she is, lives life on the edge, and was their barometer because the Barbie's hair will shows which way the wind is blowing. Clever. And it changes colour in hot temperatures. So when they got out of those early cold conditions, Weird Barbie told them all about it. Jess acknowledged that this race had a very different feel to the Atlantic, a more competitive edge, she said, being acutely aware of the fleet's progress in relation to theirs. She found that she had to actually stop checking the tracker so as not to spoil things. She wanted to just enjoy it. They had numerous knockdowns like other teams, broken oar, gate, two failed auto tillers, which they named, yet remained in good spirits. You know, what's the worst that could happen, right?
The furthest one away first. Okay,
So,
got to row towards the beach. We get it, no worries.
these guys are going to row themselves into Hanalei Beach, where their supporters are watching. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking with us, for watching here live on YouTube, World's Toughest Row Pacific 2024. I already saw some of you are coming in from Scotland and Yorkshire. You know, if you want a holiday, come down to Kauai. It's too pretty not to. So we're going to head into that beach right there, and we will watch as our Pacific trio step onto land or step onto the shore for the first time in 38 days. I bet they cannot wait. We look forward to seeing you in a bit. Hello and welcome back to the World's Toughest Row Pacific 2024 for the arrival of Pacific Trio and their world record-breaking effort.
A new world record! Come on, girls, one more time! One more time, come on! Yes.
Got a nice little early morning crowd out here. Even the wild waves have turned up. Five days in, Charlotte reported something big attacking their rudder, banging loudly and shaking up the boat. Jess later discovered that it might have been down to hallucinations, sleep deprivation being a common
And that's
a common
wake up
issue
the
for ocean
entire
rowers.
Hanalei Bay. Give it up for Team Pacific Trio!
Yes. The UK, Scotland and Ireland. You can be proud of your women. And as they said, they were very keen
So,
to have
what an incredible morning to start the day on. Would we like to see these three incredible women step onto land? I think that was a yes.
one of the things that they really wanted and were keen to have when they arrived. to be toned, tanned, and gorgeous. And I think they've achieved that absolutely. Look at them. They look amazing. 38 days across the mid-Pacific, and you look like this. I'll take it. Had so many auto steering issues. They worked really hard. They had 3 on board, and they were working really hard through the challenging conditions early on in the race. 2 of them melted, 1 beyond repair, and the 3rd needed nursing. Similar to the Wild Waves. Oh, look, Jess is in. So they had to do quite a bit of steering just on oars alone. So pulling on one, pulling on the other, pulling on both. Oh, hugs for Uncle Ian as the teams have been calling him. Ian is in contact with the teams at least once, twice a day sometimes, but certainly every day while they're out there within a 48-hour period. Teams can get hold of the duty officers at any time they need to. Again, the power of female friendship. Wild Waves told us of that yesterday, and Pacific Trio proving it again today.
All together.
They joked that even though they wanted to arrive tanned, toned, and gorgeous, they were actually eating loads of snacks and were in foul weather gear much of the time. So they might just have to put up with being gorgeous. Like I say, they've definitely achieved that. Straight in for a hug with Wild Waves, Charlie. Family.
Well done. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Good to see you.
Oh, Charlotte looking weary, to say the least. Oh, look at Taylor's hands.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Thank you. Those hands.
Those hands will heal.
Oh, no, you are. You are. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, good. It's so nice to see you too.
That's surreal. I'm coming for you.
Smashed.
Smashed.
Jess hugging Jess.
So
Pacific Trio and Wild Waves met at 2021 Atlantic Challenge.
Hard work, isn't it?
Hard work, isn't it?
Amazing.
congratulations. Amazing. You are so amazing.
Well, look, Wild Waves even just came in yesterday, ran up the beach, and still running.
So nice to see you. So nice to see you. You did. Got to it on.
They actually had names for their auto tillers that failed, the failed ones. Tyson Fury, the Pacific. And they had their last remaining one named Betsy, who was hanging on for dear life, albeit moaning a little bit loudly about the working conditions on board, Charlotte was telling us.
Oh, well done.
And this is another team that encountered large tankers without AIS. So they didn't see them until they were right up under them pretty much, or as Charlotte renamed them, MABs, massive ass boats. They had George 2, or Georgie as they named him, changed course to say hello. That was nice. The team offered up a royal wave in return. You said that on camera. And they had frantic calls to attention during the night.
So funny. Questionable noises last night. It was like, you're just like, oh god, yeah.
Talking about Betsy the auto tiller.
They'd say like metal grinding on metal.
Oh,
Like,
God.
what we're saying is very traumatic. The whole thing was traumatic.
Who needs sleep anyway,
Who
Charlotte?
needs alcohol like me? Alcohol. Yeah. We're gonna go on benders. Get some food. Yeah.
So the tankers, they had Georgie and then frantic calls for attention during the night with another passing tanker.
Well done.
And of course, they're quite vastly different in size compared to a little rowing boat. So, you know, it's kind of responsibility of the tanker to change course since the rowboats can't change course very quickly at all.
Honestly, you look incredible.
But it all worked out. There's Will. It was Will's idea. This is Jess of Wild Waves' fiance. It was his idea. He rowed in the Atlantic 2021 as well. And he wanted to come and do this Pacific row. Told the Wild Waves about it. Wild Waves told these ladies who formed Pacific Trio. And then Will had to back out because it didn't work out for his crew. Still, like they say, girl power, eh?
Well done you. Well done you.
Legs are wibbly wobbly.
Wobbly breezy.
Wibbly wobbly.
Yeah. You well,
You
just
look how fun you are.
I know, but look at my feet.
Well, no, me too. I've got the old tango.
Yeah. Look at the sock tan. How funny is that?
I'm proud of the size.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know
Tanned, toned, and gorgeous, except for their feet. Congratulations!
Watch out. Oh, I stayed in the hotel last night.
Did you?
No, went to bed.
BNO.
If you've just joined us, we're walking up the beach with Jess Goddard, a Pacific trio who rowed across the mid-Pacific from Monterey, California, 2,800 miles, all the way here to Hanalei Bay in Kauai, Hawaii.
I'm put in a bedroom with no phone.
Having rowed the Atlantic
So all I could do was
3 years ago,
I assumed.
fancied coming back for a little bit more action. Didn't realise quite how dramatic things would be
No, that way.
on the
I'm
Pacific.
going to take you to the podium. So, yeah, to get your world record. You get to it.
Oh my goodness,
I know, it's bizarre.
the leg feeling is so much worse than the
Yeah,
Atlantic.
yeah. Isn't it? Is it all in your back as well?
My back.
I felt it in my back.
Move closer, move closer.
Well done you. You get up there.
Woo-hoo.
38 days, 1 hour.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh no, we made it into
Really,
all the
I
hours.
didn't realise that I was the first 7.
Probably just
Did you wash your hair?
What's a girl to do?
Yeah, it was like,
Lisa days.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah, they get it clean.
Did the legs.
while Pacific Trio approach the podium, let's give them a big hand.
Nice little turn
Ladies
this
and
morning,
gentlemen,
look.
what a beautiful start to the day. These 3 incredible women just arrived, safe and sound from Monterey, California, and now here in beautiful paradise, Hanalei Bay. First, we start the morning with these 2 future rowers. Yeah, no pressure. Blowing the crew and singing a Oli Mahalo afterwards.
Uola ia ka makalo ala pa. Uola ia ka makalo ala. Uka ike alohala. Uka ikia ka halohala. Avehi maina lehua. Maiko o huiaka halavaya. Mahalo e nā kua. Mahalo e nā punala ea. Mahalo me ke alohala. Mahalo me ke alohala. Mahalo.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Good job.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. You did a great job.
Good job.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you guys.
And here they are, Pacific Trio. I was just about in my head to say straight in from the Atlantic. The reason for that is because these three incredible, inspirational women have also crossed the Atlantic. And now you're here. You left Monterey, California, June 8th. Just arrived here today after 38 days, 1 hour and 34 minutes. And I know you were going for the world record for being the fastest female trio to cross the Mid-Pacific. But there's a little bit more than that. You are, from today on, the overall fastest trio to cross the Mid-Pacific. So there's a certificate, world record from Ocean Rowing Stats.
Thank you.
Some gift bags
Thank you so much.
from One Hotel.
Everybody loves a gift bag.
Hanalei Bay with the famous I Wrote to Kauai t-shirts inside. So, as I said, the overall world record for being the fastest trio on the Mid-Pacific, you are beating Team Huddle, who set the record last year with more than 15 hours. And I'm pretty sure the three guys sit at home in Europe watching this, and I think it's worth to lose to true girl power, or as they say here in Kauai, mana vehini. Did I say it right? Otherwise, I need some help. So, first of all, what an incredible race. You have really done amazingly well. The first period of the race was very tough. Weather-wise, it was cold. You got water all over the place. Tell us a little bit about that.
Gosh, it was wild. I think if anything could have gone wrong for us, it went wrong. We capsized twice.
Three times.
Three times.
Blocked it out.
Blocked it out. Burned through two also helms, which made the rest of the race very challenging. I lost my shoes. I don't know if anyone knew that, but they went overboard, which is quite sad. Yeah, we got through it. Have I missed anything? It's a bit of a blur. I think I blurred a lot of it out.
All of it.
But you are here now. So, as I mentioned, you have done the Atlantic. Compared to the Atlantic, how's the Pacific? Both races are the world's toughest row. Let us hear the latest.
Both races are not the world's toughest. I'm excited to see this race go on for a couple of years and see if it gets different results each year, because that was brutal. So different from the Atlantic. Everything about it, the way it looks, the way it feels. To be honest, I've already blocked a lot of it out. I'm interested to see what happens, if those memories are coming back or if they're gone for good. And also, I think I did the Atlantic in a 4 before, and this time in a trio, and the 2 hours on, 1 hour off for how many days? 38 days. Wow.
It's been hard, but you have done it, and you are here. So yesterday, Wild Waves arrived, setting another world record for the fastest overall pairs team to cross the Mid-Pacific. They were a pair team. You are a trio. The Indian in a 5-man team.
Like, how long is that going to take? I'm in if it's under 30
I have a
days.
question. The word is currents. If it has currents, I'm not interested. I want to see another current.
There must also have been some beautiful moments out there. Tell us a few of those.
Oh gosh, it was very grey actually. I was expecting a few more sunrises. But I think, gosh, what was our? I think one special moment for us was when we had George 2 come past us, which was a very big boat, and it was the first voice that we'd heard for a while, I guess, and they were so motivational and so kind to us. So that was really exciting, and that was definitely a highlight, I think.
George 2 was a big container ship, or a big ship passing by a few of our teams, more than 200 meters long. And I think every time they meet an ocean rowing boat out there, they're surprised because, I mean, why would you be in such a small boat in the middle of the ocean? But you were. So, any wildlife out there?
No, we actually really didn't see anything. Quite a lot of birds. Sadly, a lot of plastic. Actually, we really should do something about that.
We definitely should.
We did see one bit of wildlife. We found a dead squid in our water maker.
I really, yeah.
To seeing some
And
wildlife.
it's disgusting.
Actually, I almost forgot to ask about that. You did have a little squid in your water maker, and you reported back the water taste of eggs.
I think
Yeah, how disgusting is that? That it took us the water smelling and tasting of eggs for us to feel like something not right. A dead squid. Anyway, we're here, we're fine.
You're here, you're fine, and when you look around, you'll see you are in paradise, Hanalei Bay, Kauai. Ladies and gentlemen, you witnessed it all here in this beautiful morning. After 38 days, 1 hour and 34 minutes, let's give a big hip hip hooray for Pacific Trio and a new world record. Pacific Trio, hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Well done, girls. You're now doing a live interview with Charlotte. After that, fresh meal and some drinks. And then, for the rest of the day, enjoy it until we have the next arrival around 3 o'clock down here. Over to Charlotte.
Oh, do you want to stay up there or come down here?
It's a bit wobbly.
Want to sit down?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, you can sit down more than fine.
It's not like we have nobody sat on our asses enough.
So you guys only met 3 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, and then like, how has it been? Have you been in touch since? Like, what brought you to this moment?
Sure, actually, I blame Carson. Asked about the Indian. He's opening a can of worms there. He asked at the end of my Atlantic crossing about that they were opening up the Pacific route. I think he asked everyone, didn't he? And I think the Atlantic was such a different race. It was definitely more varied. I would say probably more enjoyable. And so I think we were on a high after that. We all signed up. So yeah, I think we were all kind of interested afterwards. And there's actually one of the best things about ocean rowing, especially women in ocean rowing, I find, is that there's a really great community, and we kind of all stayed in touch afterwards to kind of help support each other in the transition back to normal life. And I think as part of that transition, we sort of came together and thought, well, you know, why not let's try take on the Pacific? And I just love the idea of doing it as a female trio. I actually personally think it's a really nice dynamic. Maybe not now after the Pacific. I think it kind of just takes one thing to go wrong, and in a boat that size, for it to get really tough. But I mean, so proud that we made it through together as a team. And as you say, relatively new friends. And I just think that's the biggest thing that I'll take away from it. Thinking about Carsten asking what the most beautiful moments were, are probably the way that we sort of pulled together. Lots of things went wrong. I would say more things went wrong than right, for us anyway. But found creative solutions, pulled together. It wasn't always pretty, but yeah, we've made it, and I'm
Very
so
proud.
proud of the team.
Oh, I really love that. So you said, obviously you said it was very tough. Was there any particular moment when you thought to yourself, do you know what? I'm done. I'm out. I don't want to be here anymore.
Day two. Day two, waking up. Again, I kind of one of the beautiful things with Road to Oceans, but unfortunately with the second one, we got to compare it to. And when you wake up on day two and you see all I can describe as angry waves. We all know about big waves because from the Atlantic, but this looked like these ones were out to get you. As opposed to surfing down them or rolling down them. And I rang Ian and our weather router. I just needed just a friendly voice and just a bit of reassurance. Yeah, day two. And it continued from there, I'd say. It wasn't the first time.
Every day since then, 36 days. 36 days of going, oh no. But you didn't give up.
Absolutely not.
So where did you go? How did you, which part of yourself did you pull out of you to keep going?
the fastest trio ever. Women. I don't know, but they do say that like when you think you're done, you've still got 20% left or something, and I think that is every single day you wake up. Also, I think
it's a roller coaster as well. So you have like days that just are just so hard, and then something will happen, and then you start moving again. And I think it was just like bounce back, yeah. And there's no way that we weren't coming across. We just
absolutely not. Also, the sea state changes like every 20 minutes, and with that, so your mood changes every 20 minutes because you could then get a really nice patch with some sunshine, and then you get like something else.
So what did you learn about yourselves?
gosh,
So much
a
tougher
lot.
than you think.
On you go. I was going to say that there's so much that you can't control out there in the Pacific, and I think that was the biggest difference for us compared to the Atlantic.
His brother sent a great quote.
Yeah, my
actually,
brother
which we
sent me a
all-
quote on the day that we had like a bit of a wobble, a big wobble actually.
Yeah.
Where we were rowing, and because we were down to one auto helm, we were on standby, and so it was so physical trying to keep the boat on a
manually
line.
pulling it round.
Yeah, and my brother sent me a quote which I probably won't get right, but it was perfect. So we wrote that in the cabin, and that just like really helped to just like
A mantra for us.
Yeah.
remember that you can't control a lot of things. But yeah, we're here now, so
You can't control a lot of things, but you can control how you think.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you're way tougher. People are so much tougher than they think. I think you can always find that like other level of yourself to keep going. And also trying to look at everything with a solution. So I think sometimes when everything goes wrong, you can kind of panic. But trying to think, right, well, that's gone wrong. Like, what are we going to do about it? And I think redirecting that energy into trying to be proactive and positive to say, right, so we didn't know auto helms could melt. So they've melted. Right, that's a new thing to learn. So now what do we do? So we've got to do this. And then you've always got a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. So plan A is we try it in this. If that doesn't work, we'll try plan B, we'll try mixture. And I actually think that also, that's kind of a part of me that I'd found, I think, and that we all found, I suppose, is the problem solving. And
special shout out to Betsy.
oh, Betsy, the last auto helm, she's really
Standing, but today is her
Girl power.
she is making some horrific noises
for
there.
her today, squealing.
Yeah.
I've never felt so guilty to a piece of equipment before. Like, sorry,
I don't know how she got us here.
close this door. I can't listen to this any longer.
Also helm.
Ladies, you've got your friends, family, supporters back home watching. Anything you'd like to say to them?
Oh, honestly, like, try not to cry. But like all that support, all that support from back home, I think it's really hard to put into words what it means when you're out there. That's all I can say about that. But thank you to everyone. Like, send a message, or you can just check in. Like, it really means a lot.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time here, ladies. Your meal. You're ready to eat.
Yeah, ready for a drink. I've been thinking about that first cold beer for quite some time.
Thank you. World record holders. Pacific Trio. Feet in the sand. Tanned, toned, and gorgeous. Tick, tick, tick.
Which is success again.
There was still lovely time.
The sun came out the last 2 weeks.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We have another arrival today. We have our 5th team to arrive this afternoon. Full force, our first team from the US, and yet another women's team will be coming in around, well, last time I looked, it was between 2 and 3. So 4 teams have arrived, 4 more teams to come. Thank you so much for sticking with us for our arrivals. If you want to find out the updates, then make sure you check out our Facebook or our Instagram pages for updates, social media pages. And then, of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. That way you will get notifications if you hit the bell, set your notifications to all, and then you'll know exactly when we're going live. Even if it's in the middle of the night, we're going to be here, so you can be here too. Otherwise, we'll see you for Full Force's arrival between 2 and 3 local time this afternoon. Looking forward to seeing you then.